As we look ahead to the 2025 season, make sure you're prepared with new Philly sports gear. Go to website phillygoat.com to get new Philly sports merch and use the code BTBPOD for 10% off your next order. Beyond the Bank is proud to be an affiliate with Philly Goat. As always, go Phils. Ooh, welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Bank, Phillies podcast, part 2, live from the studio. I'm your host, Pete, along with my co-host, Henry. What's up, my guy?
We plugged the mics in. We're good.
Yeah. Now the mics are plugged into the camera. For anybody who wants to know, we just shot like 17 minutes worth of stuff and then realized we weren't gonna have any sound. So this is part 2, and we started over again. So, I mean, don't know what else to say. It's honestly, it's been that type of week, man. You know what I'm saying? Rough week of Phillies baseball.
It has, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just it just piles on at this point.
Oh, Lord. That was funny.
I mean, we did all that talking for no reason.
Yeah, for nothing. Yeah,
I know.
Well,
all right. Well, so we're in the first part of it. We talked about the Braves series, but we're not going to go back and talk about it now.
No, I'm done with that, yeah.
Overall, that series was just ass. Did not really go the way we wanted to. The rain delay was terrible on Thursday. I stayed up for it.
Schwarber is probably the MVP of this team right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It was not a great series. Awful. We're still laughing about this.
Oh,
but anyway, so yeah, we're just gonna go right into the Cardinals series that just ended today. Lost the series, only scored like 4 runs in 3 games. Not great offensively. It just, and we shouldn't be losing to the Cardinals. Like, I just don't know really the whole reason behind it. I know Rob Thompson talked about it today post game, saying like, you know, the energy and stuff like that after today's game. It's like, dude, I don't want to hear that they didn't have any energy. So it's just,
he's the manager, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that. I do not want to hear that at all.
Yeah. So let's go into game 1. Phils lose 2-0. And this was after because apparently they didn't get in until like 5 o'clock in the morning after leaving Atlanta. So Nola pitched an okay game. He actually got sent out early from Atlanta because he was going to stay for the rest of that game, but they didn't actually send him out early so he can get some extra rest or whatever.
Yeah, right.
So,
right.
I mean, he looked decent in the game.
Yeah, he didn't look bad.
But he did, for the first time, I think ever they were talking about in the 5th inning, he walked in a run. He usually doesn't do that, they said. Like, he never really, like, that was like kind of like really
could have fooled me.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a very like detailed like point out of like, oh my god, like he usually doesn't walk in runs.
It's one of those LeBron stats where they're like,
yeah,
with exactly however many minutes play.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever, man.
But yeah, Friday was a really like rough game. Like I said, everybody was saying like, oh well, they didn't get enough sleep and there's no energy. And it's like, I get it. I just also didn't want to hear it, and I get its explanation.
Yeah,
and it possibly could have played into it. I mean,
right.
It
doesn't mean you lose 2 or 3.
No, I know, but that's the thing. I didn't want.
We just have not beat the teams we're supposed to beat. So I have something to say about Bohm.
Okay.
After game 1.
Okay.
So he slammed the bat.
Yes.
On the ground when he struck out or whatever it was.
Okay.
So this is Jim Salisbury from the Phillies show, stating his opinion on Alec Bohm, his emotion, and letting it get the better of him while he's already on the baseball field.
Magnifying glass in the hot sun. Everybody's just, bearing down on him. And I understand it's pro sports, and it's a very public business, and there are ways to handle yourself. I just wish you could take a deep breath, relax, and let that talent take over because he is a talented guy.
So what's your reaction to that? I know you said you weren't going to talk Bohm. You texted me and said you weren't going to talk Bohm.
I see what he's talking about. I get it, but dude, I don't know, man. I really like truly, honestly, like I'm running out of things to say with this whole Bohm situation. Like I said, as a fan, it's getting tiring and it's getting draining. And listen, I know he's out there. I know he's trying to give it his all. I know he has run into some bad luck. I will give it to that. Like he's hitting the ball hard. It's just bad luck. It's just baseball. Right. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that's just out of your control. So I get that. But it's just getting to a point where it's just like, dude, like you're kind of, I guess, in the middle of his career so far, like at this point. Like he's
5 years in. He
he's
debuted
5 years
2020.
in. At this point, we should just be seeing. And he made the All-Star game last year, and then obviously had the bad second half, whatever. But a lot of that could have done with the hand or the wrist.
Yeah.
But it's to a point where it's like, dude, like I don't know how many more times I can like feel bad for you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like you just like I understand like that's the thing. Baseball players like they go through slumps here and there, and we've seen some of the best go through this type of stuff, whatever. But it's like your track record, man, doesn't really give you any like benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? And
I mean, yeah, but he was a top prospect for years.
no, and I know that, but I'm just saying a lot of this stuff that like dates back to like the offseason and stuff like that. And I think a lot of that stems from what's going on. I don't know if that's like in his head right now. I don't know, but it's a tough watch right now.
So a lot of people that I've seen or listened to, I should say, are bashing his actual play. I don't think that's the major issue here.
Okay.
I think he's a good ball player. I really do. I think he's a pull hitter. He can hit the ball where he wants it. He's a good player. He has talent.
Yeah.
Just like the clip. He has the talent. He just needs to rest on that. It's the whining. The whining and the throwing stuff.
Yes.
Is too much. But I'd rather have a guy who cares too much than a guy who doesn't care enough.
Yeah. I mean, same. I want somebody to care, obviously.
Right. But it's almost like, and this isn't like a sports psychology thing, but it's like, no, but like, it's the Philly fan thing where it's like, well, we want our players to try their hardest and get mad when they're losing. Then they get mad when they're losing, and they're like, well, why are you being such a baby? Just play better.
Yeah.
Dude, it doesn't work that way.
You can't ask her.
Now, every at-bat getting mad that you don't get a hit, dude, you're not going to bat 1,000.
Yeah, it's a little much.
That's too much. I get that. I totally agree.
Yeah.
But, like, bro, I'm not saying standing ovation at all.
Yeah.
But he's got to mentally just lock in.
Yeah.
Just lock in.
Just relax and take a deep breath.
Him and Castellanos need to go on like a hot yoga retreat or something.
Yeah.
Or like a
you throw a marsh there too.
Ashwagandha trip or whatever it is. What's the what is it, mushrooms? What is Aaron Rodgers doing?
The psychedelic things or whatever.
Yeah, I forget what he does. But
went on like a castle.
Yeah. Well, a darkness retreat.
That's what it was.
Wild. But him and Castellanos need to get like locked in a room, and they do like, some psychedelic and get help with it, and have that be that. I don't promote psychedelic drugs. I'm just saying. No, but like he needs to talk to somebody like Nick Castellanos, and for as much as we joke about him and stuff, like he's the only guy that to me it's like something happens at the plate and he's just like, I'll get it next time.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not looking for a pitch. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to do what I can.
Yeah.
And Bohm needs a little bit of that, dude. Like, he's putting too much pressure on himself.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. And like I said, I texted you. I said, listen, dude, the stuff on Bohm, at this point, it is what it is to me. I said, if he improves, he gets.
What do you think they do with him this season, though? Do you think they trade him at the deadline? Where it's too early for deadline talk, but
they're not going to trade him at the deadline. I don't see any. I really don't see that happening at all.
That's fair.
I don't.
That's fair.
I guess I was the one in the offseason praying for him to get traded at this point. You know what I'm saying? But it just didn't happen. It is what it is. And listen,
and all these people, going, well, let's trade him for a reliever. Okay, genius. Then who plays third base?
I guess Sosa, right? No, pick the mic back up, bro. We're good.
Bro, who plays third base at a high level or at a Bohm level that you could trade for right now that a team wants to get rid of? Nobody.
No, I know.
Not a single person.
And I'll give that to him. No, defensively, he's been okay.
Yes.
So I will
defensively,
say that.
the whole team has been good. They turned 5 double plays the other day. By the way, 8th time since 1901. Fact check that.
Yeah, so
I think that was from the MLB Twitter account.
A good bridge to that. We'll go into game 2. Phil's got the 4-1 win on Saturday. Sanchez had another decent start. Nothing like great. He did give up 8 hits, 1 run, only had 3 strikeouts. My whole prediction of him leading strikeouts. Probably not going.
I was gonna say that kind of took a hit. When I saw his stat line, I was like, oh.
Yeah, a little rough. But he still pitched okay. Cassie had a great day hitting, drove in 2 runs. He was the player of the game, I'm pretty sure. And then you brought up the double plays. I mean, I texted you, I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't get double plays down now because last year they struggled with
that. And as soon as you
bit.
did that, stop bobble the ball.
I know,
but that's neither here nor there.
It's just like awesome. I was like, that's great. But yeah, Saturday's game was great. I felt like, just defensively, offensively, I just feel like, hey, especially with Cassie, seeing him driving runs, it's always good.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of my favorite players on the team. He may not be the best one, but he's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Harper's my favorite on the team, but, he's the best on the team, and he's probably my favorite, but Castellanos is a close second.
Bullpen looked pretty good in that game as well.
Yeah.
So that was good to see. And then I guess we can get into today's game.
The most frustrating game probably so far this season.
Yeah, Phillies lose game 7-0.
It might be a hot take, but
well, still got a lot of time to go, so we'll see.
No, just so far.
Yeah, so far. Wheeler once again did not look sharp. His ERA actually shot back up to 4.07 after today's game. It was at like 3-something before today. It only had 3 strikeouts. Definitely not something you see out of Wheeler. Are you worried with that or no?
No.
Could a lot of that have to do with the offense maybe? Because
I think it could have something to do with the offense, but he's such like a sicko when it comes to his routine and everything. And like you heard JT say like he hates going out to the mound when Zach's there. Like, because when he goes out, he said like I don't go see Zach on the mound because like he just doesn't like being thrown off. And he'll say like if you have nothing to say, like you like go back, go.
Yeah.
But he's such a sicko in the way that he prepares and the way that he takes care of his body. Like you see him 2 years ago when we went to 3 years ago now we were in the World Series.
Yeah.
They shut him down at the end of August for like 2 or 3 weeks to get his arm right because he was like, I know I'm going to have that process to just chill out for a couple of weeks, miss 2 or 3 starts, then I'll be back.
Yeah.
Like he's a sicko in how he prepares. He's a sicko in the best way and how he prepares and how he, just how he prepares. Like there's no other way to describe it.
Yeah.
Like the way that he takes care of his body, his conditioning, his routine, everything is the same. He gives me a lot of Roy Halladay vibes as far as his attitude.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually reading a Roy Halladay book right now.
Oh, nice.
It was written by Todd Zalecki. It's a very good book. I definitely recommend it. It's just called Doc. It's
Sweet.
a story on the life of Roy Halladay. But I'm reading it and it's like Victorino. They opened the book at the night that he threw the no-hitter.
Okay.
In the playoffs.
Yeah.
And Victorino was like, everybody knows you don't go up to Doc the day he pitches because he is not talking to anybody.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that Wheeler is the exact same way.
Oh, it could be for sure.
So
yeah, he definitely gives off that type of like vibe.
Rory won.
Did he really?
Yep.
Okay. Congrats to Rory.
Yep.
The Masters, baby. Anyway, but yeah, no, I definitely agree. And it could be a little different Wheeler, but I could definitely see that from him. And that's the thing. I'm honestly not too worried about it. With Wheeler, I never get too worried, honestly. Like I said, still early, and I know in the post game today he was talking a little bit about it, but it just seemed like he didn't know what really happened. That really transpired for him to just kind of like lose control a little bit. But I just don't think it's gonna be something that like lingers too much. And and I've been hearing people say like, oh, well, does too much stress get thrown on these pitchers because the offense not doing enough? I don't really know if that's the case. Maybe a little bit, but like I don't know. I just feel like, sometimes the pitchers, they're not going to be perfect. And that's the thing. We wish Wheeler could be perfect, but it's just not how it's going to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was going to get beat around a little bit at some point, but it's definitely not something that I'm worried about. And I just think it was just one of those, another outlier game.
Yeah.
Because he struggled in the first Braves game earlier in the week. And, a lot of that stemmed from that misplay. But regardless, it's not something we're worried about.
I think the annoying thing is, though, this could lose him the Cy Young. I know that sounds stupid.
Yeah.
But, like, in my mind last year, the only reason he lost the Cy Young was that 8-run game in Baltimore on that Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
or Sunday afternoon when it was him against Burns.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that game single-handedly lost him the Cy Young Award.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
just number-wise and everything. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
I wouldn't be surprised if we look back on these games and go, man, if he had just gotten a clean game or two out of those two, he would have won the award.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
Things maybe could change this year.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's very early, so I don't know how much stock the voters put into that.
Before we move on, I want to talk about Marsh because he had a very, 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 very rough, well, I'm not even going to say week. He's just been having a rough season in general so far. He talked today after the game, obviously stated the obvious, told the truth. Usually what players say is, I'm just not getting the job done for the team and I'm not doing what I need to do and stuff, blah, blah, blah. All I'm going to say, I love Marsh. I do. But, man, when Justin Crawford's ready, I will be there no matter what. Oh, and I'm sorry, but Marsh might end up having to be the odd man out.
He's a fourth outfielder.
Yeah. But I'm just, like, it's rough right now, man.
It is.
Like, it is. Yeah. I know, like I said, I know players go through stuff like this, but, man, it's a tough watch.
It is.
And Tom McCarthy kept saying, he's like, every time he's, like, struck out, where he's like, man, it's been rough for Marsh, man. Oh, boy. And it's like, dude, it gets to be like, all right, like, if it's going to be continue to get this bad, then why is he still in the lineup? Which brings back to the conversation of why Thompson keeps giving him the opportunities. And he said after the game today, too, he's like, I'm going to have to check that out. He's like, I'm going to have to see how that's going to work out when they asked about Marsh being in the lineup again, which I don't see him being in the lineup tomorrow.
I think he looks very defeated.
Yes, very.
That's my biggest, like, worry is he looks very, very defeated.
Yeah.
There was a ball, I think it was the first game of Atlanta. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head. Maybe it was the last game they had at home before they left.
Yeah.
He hit a ball and it went foul, but as soon as he hit it, he just went, oh. But it seemed like he was like, God, I can't believe I just screwed up again.
Yeah.
Like, I just think he's way too in his head. I do.
Yeah.
I do. And I think a lot of people put a little too much pressure on him because it's like, oh, this daycare thing. Stott was a top prospect. Bohm was a top prospect.
Yeah.
Brandon Marsh was not that.
No.
He was not.
No.
So I just think that he feels like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like secondhand pressure almost.
Yeah.
But I think he just needs to do what he does best. Like, whether it's at the bottom of the lineup or not, to just do it. He's got to just be a do what I can to win the game kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like, do whatever I can for the team. Because that's the kind of player Brandon Marsh is probably going to work out to be in this league.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Now people are starting to bring up the Hoppy trade and stuff.
Dude, he was never going to play here. He was never
blocked.
going to play. He will never play here. He was behind JT, who was the best catcher in baseball.
At the time.
He would never, he would never have played here. Give it up. It's over.
Yeah. We gotta stop harping on trades that just like happened years ago. And let's
also give up Mickey Moniak for Noah Syndergaard. Now what? Oh my God, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Mickey Moniak plays for the friggin' Rockies.
The other thing is too, I mean, listen, as you know, we didn't win the whole thing that year, but Marsh was a big part of that playoff run.
Yeah, he was.
It's just like, hey,
don't worry though. Everybody's got short attention spans. Right?
I know.
I can't deal with it, man.
That's the problem with half some of these games. Sometimes, like we go through these series, and it's just like the sky is falling. Now, listen, like obviously, I'm not happy either with it.
People got to get over it, dude. Get over it. I'm sorry.
Like I said,
I hate to be the aggressive guy, but my God.
No, please. Be aggressive. Let him know. You know what I'm saying? Because
I just hate when people talk about baseball like it's football.
Yeah, I hate that too. Comparing the other
it's
sports.
It's like once a week is so different than eight times a week. Well, I'm stupid. But like, you play 162 games in 185 days or 190 days.
Yeah.
This is a different sport.
It's very
You're
different.
going to lose. Please stop.
Yeah.
Please. For the love of God.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be okay. This is a championship caliber team. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
And there's going to be hiccups.
I'm talking to you, Phillies Twitter. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
It's everywhere, dude. It's everywhere. This is the worst team in baseball. We're gonna get 60 wins. We're dude, I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. We're 10% through the season.
Yeah.
And people are acting like we're the worst team to ever grace the diamond. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. This just fair weather fan bullshit is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it. It is the worst.
It is.
It is the worst. And they're the same ones that clog up the friggin' concession lines when I'm at Citizens Bank Park or pushing everybody out of the way because they don't know how to tolerate being in a baseball game. Dude, I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. Because the second that the Phillies lose, they're like, oh, well, no, not a sport. Yeah. Dude, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Cut my mic off.
That's the thing. And people, they expect us or expect like the loyal and the people that stick through this whole season to like get a reaction out of us and expect us to say something or agree with them. It's like, dude, at the end of the day, like for people like us that are watching game in and game out every day that do what they can to do it, whether it's listening or watching, like, listen, I'm mad too, but guess what? There's a game the next day. Yeah. I can't dwell on the game that just happened, like, a couple hours. Like, we're on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. At the end of the day, it's sports. But if you're connected to it well and you have faith in a team, then you're not going to be that, fan who's just like, oh, well, I'll come back to them in October and all this other stuff. It's like, dude, no, we don't want you in October.
Right.
If this is how you're going to be right now, don't come to us in October.
Please,
I don't want that.
Please.
I don't want that. Please.
I'm not trying to get aggressive at people, bro, but like, it's to a point now where everybody was so doom and gloom all off season, got to opening day, and it was like, oh, I'm really ready for the Phillies again.
Yeah.
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
Because if you were ready for the Phillies again, you wouldn't be acting the way you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if they keep this win pace, they're at what? 90 and 60, 90 something and 60 something.
Yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs. Like, stop saying they're gonna miss the playoffs. They're not gonna miss the playoffs. So I'm done with that.
I'm sorry. I had to. That was.
I love it. You spoke for me too, man.
I'm over it. I'm just over it.
I mean, that's how I feel. And then like I said, when people try to come to me and tell me like stuff that they think they know, and it's like, yeah, okay. Listen, I'm not saying I'm the top-notch Phillies expert out here, but hey, I pretty much watch or listen to almost every game. I listen to pre, post game, all that other stuff. So hey, I'm just saying.
It just, yeah.
We're here,
and that was a lot of that was just after today's game. I was like, this is getting ridiculous.
That's why I say they stay off of Twitter, I guess. Like, stay off social media.
Maybe that's what it is. I should just stay off Twitter. I never will, but I should.
Yeah. I guess we'll talk about some funnier things now. Do you got any Phillies tweets of the week?
So I don't have any funny tweets. Well, but real quick before we get into Phillies tweet of the week.
Okay.
Today is the 16th anniversary of Harry Callis passing away.
Yes.
The voice of the Phillies for what was it, like 40-something years?
Yes. Shout out Harry K.
I remember where I was when I found out he passed. And the fact that it's been 16 years is wild.
It is. Wild. And we all miss him.
Oh, yeah, dude. You kidding? It's the Harry Callis TV booth now.
Yeah.
Is it TV or radio?
TV booth, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, all right. Yeah, the TV booth is. But I just wanted to acknowledge that because he's such a big part of Phillies history.
For sure.
His son being at opening day every year to sing the anthem right next to the statue.
It's great. It never gets old. And shout out to him. I know he liked our
liked our tweet.
Shout out to Kane Callis. That was pretty cool. And that just it never gets old. Hearing his voice and one of the best things I think in baseball, or at least for Phillies baseball, is every time they win, they do high hopes after the game. And
I always stay for high hopes.
You got to stay for high hopes. If you're not staying for high hopes, then I don't know what to say. But it's just the best thing to hear after a win.
Yeah.
And like I said, you still miss Harry.
Even after loss? Do they do it after losses?
No, they don't do it after losses.
No, they don't.
But
it happens. We win more than we lose.
Yeah. But
not according to everybody else.
But anytime I hear clips of Harry, still get chills.
Dude, I watch him like every time.
Yeah, it's great.
I watch him.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
I just wanted to acknowledge that before we
for sure.
Some other stuff. So I have a tweet from. Sorry, I just had to pull this up. My my Twitter would load. That'd be nice. Tim Kelly Sports on Twitter. He writes for On Pattison, I believe.
Okay. Shout out Tim Kelly.
Yes, managing editor of On Pattison.
Word.
So he said the Phillies and Next Gen Hyperbaric announced a partnership Tuesday that will make Philly the first MLB club to, quote, implement a dedicated clinical hyperbaric oxygen therapy program for its players.
I did see that.
So I thought that was pretty interesting because as a whole, we haven't had bad luck with injuries, like as a team.
No.
But it's been a lot of guys banged up by the end of the season, like really banged up. Bohm's wrist, Stott's elbow,
Yeah.
JT's knee, Bryce's whole body. Like
yeah.
it's been these little nagging things.
Mm.
Jeff Hoffman's shoulder. Like,
yep.
I think that any way that they can, improve their conditioning and the upkeep of these athletes, it'll be better for the athletes in the long run because their body won't break down.
Yeah.
Just after baseball. It's fine for now. I get it. And
Yeah.
I want them to be healthy so that they can win. But like this will also help them, I think, down the road. I think being a trendsetter for that sort of therapy, being the first MLB team to do that, I think is pretty cool.
For sure. Yeah. And I agree.
It can't hurt.
No, it can't hurt at all. And I just think, obviously, with the advancement in technology and stuff, all that and whatnot, I know like the chambers, we've seen them in other sports. Like we've seen athletes like use them before and stuff like that. But I think in the game of baseball, I think a lot of people overlook the wear and tear it does on a player's body. Yeah. And I think,
over 162. Yeah.
Yeah. Or 162. And, a lot of players, some that play late into their 30s, sometimes early 40s, usually it's pitchers that usually go into their 40s, but.
Or like a designated hitter or something.
Yeah. Which is, it's good to see. And like you said, if you want to be a trendsetter, then I'm fine with that. And, if it helps our team and our players out, then I'm perfectly fine with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with it. I'm on board. So, what I got here? Nothing. Yeah. I don't think like too crazy funny. I mean, it's more of just, some just news, I guess you could say. Well, actually there's this one. So Baseball History Nut is the profile. They posted, it said, I need a man who doesn't play games. And it says me, and then it's a picture of Anthony Rendon. I thought I definitely had to bookmark that. I mean, it's just like, all right, it's definitely, it's definitely.
He should be arrested for robbery. He doesn't even like the game of baseball.
No. What's called?
Bum.
Let's see.
God, he sucks. He's the worst. And he doesn't think anything he's doing is wrong.
No.
Oh, man, dude.
John Heyman reported Spencer Turnbull is throwing for teams and looking for an MLB job.
I mean, why not the Phils?
Right?
But could he do anything in the bullpen?
Well.
Because we moved into the bullpen last year. Maybe this is because he was a starter. But.
Maybe he can step into that role. I don't know.
Yeah. I will say I saw a tweet, and it was from Jack Fritz, friend of the show.
Shout out, Jack.
Are we back? Asking for a friend. Hashtag ask out trout. Hashtag trout fishing.
God, here goes the trout thing now, dude.
Dude, hey, man.
Nah, if there's anybody, if there's anybody from the Angels that I want us to get at the deadline, it's Mr. Kenley Jansen. I praise in the offseason.
Kenley Jansen?
Yes, dude. He's pitching
Mike
great
Trout?
right now. I'm not saying I want him over Mike Trout, but
you just said that's what.
Well, no,
said.
I know, but I'm saying like an aspect of like if the Angels are even gonna make Trout available. That's the thing. I'm in my head. I'm just like, dude, like they're not gonna make him available, so I'm not gonna really.
That's fair.
I'm not gonna hope that's gonna happen because I just don't think it's not gonna happen at all.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, another tweet I had. This one a little bit more serious. It's very serious, actually.
No.
But according to Ken Rosenthal, he reported it, and then Phillies Tailgate posted it on Twitter yesterday, I'm pretty sure. The Phillies offered Kyle Schwarber an extension during the offseason, but after an initial proposal, talks failed to advance. Are you worried?
No, because I think he wants to be a Philly.
But
I think he wants to be a Philly. I think they'll adjust their price to him. He's on a tear, and whether he holds us up or not for the rest of the year, who knows? Yeah. But he's on a tear, dude. Like, he's doing really well. So I think it'll play itself out. I think, I think he'll end up getting an extension by the end of the season. I don't see this going into free agency. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't either. But it definitely is something just to like. I don't. It's like I don't like that.
Shout out Spike, who doesn't think we should extend him until he's a free agent.
Dude, I don't listen. I don't give
non-baseball people talking baseball.
I don't give them an ounce of like any listen. Usually, like it's just I'm just like whatever. Yeah, I'm tired of those opinions on. It's that side.
Clicks. I can't take it.
Yeah, it's
He's like no.
Yeah,
like, why not? I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. Oh, Andrew Painter did all right.
Oh yes,
did you see that?
Yeah, it's a good thing you brought that up. Yeah, Andrew Painter looked pretty good in his first outing. So did Ranger. Ranger looks like he's What
was his stat line? I didn't get to see. Oh wait. No, he struck out the side to start the first inning.
Yes,
right?
he did.
To do the first inning.
Yeah, he struck him out.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good showing.
I didn't see anything outside of that.
Yeah,
to be honest about his stat line. Usually, I see stuff like that.
I did have. What was the report on Andrew Painter? Here we go. So his line in Class A Clearwater debut, pitched 1 inning, had gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He only threw 37 pitches. 21 of them were strikes. But his 4-seam fastball averaged 98.2 miles per hour. It touched 100.2 miles per hour as well. That was reported by Todd Zalecki. So that's good to see. It's good to see. And he's going to have some more.
2 runs and 37 pitches is a little alarming.
Yeah, it's a little bit. But I think it's the first one. So, I'm not going to like dwell on it too much. Ranger said he felt good after his outing.
Good.
Thompson said he's going to see where we go with that. So, I mean, I don't think to see Ranger probably until like, I'm going to be honest with you, probably late May, early June.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if Walker is playing like he's still
playing. Yeah, I don't think they're going to rush him back.
Yeah, they're not going to rush him back at all. So,
yeah. So with that, we're going to transition into Pete's picks. So what do you got this week?
All right, yeah. So we start off tomorrow with a 4-game series, against the San Francisco Giants, who are red hot. They just took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. So, and Jung-Hoo Lee is on fire right now. So, I'm going to say, we take 3 out of 4. I think it's going to be a bounce back series for the boys. I do.
That's
I'm
interesting.
It is. I know. After it's going out on a limb a little bit, but I think the boys back home.
Are the pitching matchups out for that yet?
So for tomorrow, Taijuan Walker's on the mound.
Okay.
So
I'm going to the game tomorrow, so we'll see how he does.
Okay. And then I think, let's see for any of the other ones. Luzardo on Tuesday.
Okay.
Should feel pretty good about that. Then Nola on Wednesday, and then I'm guessing Sanchez on Thursday. Okay. So the back half end of it is kind of like, okay,
right.
We'll see what happens.
I think we can at least win that. If Nola doesn't have a great game, we can bounce back with Sanchez. So
for sure,
I can see that happening.
I'm gonna keep it as that because I think that we'll be able to do a series in review Thursday night.
Yes.
So I'll keep the other picks saved for that. But yeah, those are my picks for the series coming up.
All right, perfect.
So yeah, also real quick to be, at the end here, I did send you a video. WIP posted it on Twitter, a clip from when Harry Callis called the final out of the OA series. So when we close out, if you want to play that to kind of send off,
yeah, we can do that.
I sent it to you.
Sure.
What else do we have on the docket? I swiped up on the document, so maybe make sure to run down. One more question, just kind of, especially after this week's, Phillies baseball and stuff like that. Do you think the front office makes a way too early move? Or
No,
do you think it's not?
No, I think it's way too early, and and quite honestly, even if the Phillies wanted to, other front offices are not going to want to make a move right now.
No,
I think that's what it comes down to more so than waiting for or wanting to make a trade. I don't think anybody else wants to right now.
No, I don't think either. I think
honestly, it's a panic move.
Yeah.
That's not how baseball works.
I definitely don't see Dombrowski or any of them
just running around their offices like chicken with their head cut off. Like, we need to make this team better.
They seem more relaxed than the whole fan base, obviously.
Yeah.
But hey, listen, man. If Crawford's ready soon,
I don't think he'll be ready,
dude. I might be way too excited for that.
Yeah, he's a very good player.
I know. He's
a very good player.
I'm just like, hey.
What position does Rincones play?
I think left field. Or if he did come up, it would be left or right field, I guess.
Okay.
He's been smoking the ball.
Yeah.
I mean.
Would you put Kepler in center?
Absolutely not. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really don't feel like he has that strong of an arm from left field.
Fair. That's true.
I seen him throw the other night that he made. It was like barely even got the second in time. It's like
okay. All right.
worrisome. Like, whoa.
I was just asking.
No, I know.
Out there, yeah.
Yeah, that lineup in AAA is crazy. They said they were talking
Dude,
about
it's like a quad A team. That
I know.
shit is crazy, man.
Got Stubbies out there. You know what I'm saying? All those guys. So yeah, hey, must be a headache for that over there.
Yeah.
Any around the league stuff? Anything crazy?
I mean, that guy reached into Mike Trout's glove and caught a ball.
I know. Dude, I don't know what's with these
But
fans.
did you see what he did after the game?
Yeah, he, like met up
so
with
the
them.
dude was like super apologetic. Like he wasn't like those Yankees clowns that reached into Mookie Betts' glove and tried to rip his wrist off.
Yeah.
But he was super apologetic and stuff. And Trout said like that goes a long way. Like you weren't trying to like do anything. And he was like, I just don't think you realized what was going on. Like
exactly.
you were super apologetic. Like that means a lot.
Yeah.
Met the guy's son, signed something for him. Like
yeah.
And Trout's just all class. He'd fit perfect here. That's all.
So, I was just gonna say Trout's name's been brought up a lot in this fun.
Yeah,
So it's getting a little.
It has to.
It might be getting a little much. In the wise words of Henry.
Yeah.
Well, much.
Might be a little far.
Real quick. This is not. I want to show this. So I got this bottle of Maker's Mark.
Nice.
It's like the Phillies team throwback logo.
I gotta say the powder blue wax on top is just unbelievable.
It's pretty cool. I bought it and I was like, you know what? It's not being open until we win a World Series. So
okay, well.
And if that means I gotta wait another year or two, then
it says 2025 season on the side, so we'll see, man.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully, pretty
Lord.
cool bottle, but
yeah,
like I said, not being open until they get the job done, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody relax. Everything's gonna be okay.
Everything's gonna be fine.
We're fine. I'm fine. I'm still a little heated inside, but like right now, I'm calming down now.
Yeah, yeah. This is like therapy.
It is. Yeah, I know. That's gonna be definitely gonna be some sort of clip maybe.
When we're 10 games over 500, nobody's gonna care.
Exactly. That's what I'm just saying. Like it's just like, dude.
That's all I'm saying.
Now, if we, the next couple of weeks and we're like 20 games under, then
20 games under.
Yeah.
Under 500?
Yeah,
There's no way.
No, I'm just saying, like, if it got to that point,
we will never this season. No, I could be wrong. We will never this season get to 20 games under 500.
Yeah, that'd be worrisome. All right, we're gonna lose battery here. So,
yeah,
you got any other thoughts?
No, I'm okay. Go Phils.
Go Phils. Here's Harry.
The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out. The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball. Fran Lidge does it again and stays perfect for the 2008 season.
Great. Never gets old.
Never.
Miss you, Harry.
It always puts a smile on my face.
Yep. All right, man.
All right.
We're out of here.
Go Phils.
Peace.